Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to the second office hour, NodeJS office hour from week 4. Okay, we'll just wait for about 2 minutes more for people to join. We just have only 5 people, basically 5 people online, and then we'll just wait for others to join in, and then we can kick off with the office hour of today. Okay, thank you. Okay, good afternoon once again. Okay, we'll start off right away. Um, so I hope you guys are doing good. I hope your day is going well. So just tell me how your day has been. Okay, how your week has been. I know the week is just it's only beginning. I said in the beginning part of the week. So I just want to know how your week has been. How has it been for you? Okay. We have some questions that we'll be answering today. There are a lot of and then we'll talk about inheritance, like I said yesterday. We'll talk about inheritance today also. Okay. So but before we go into all that, I just want to say something about your task. Okay. I would basically try to explain your task again, because I think most questions that I've gotten is regarding the task. Most complaints I've gotten up is regarding the task, basically. So I'll go through the explanation of the task again. For those who were not around for our office hour yesterday, you can go back to watch the office hour of yesterday, especially the towards the end, okay, where towards the end where I explained basically the task that's for the number guessing game. Okay. I would like to say this, okay, before we go on, that if we're not against collaborating, okay? We're not against collaborating. And when I mean collaborating, I don't mean people writing codes for you. What I mean is if you have any issues, you could work with a peer, okay, have a peer group, you guys work together to find solutions, but not as though someone will write a code for you or you will copy other people's code. Okay, copying other people's code or allowing someone write codes for you is highly prohibited in this training. You have to write your codes yourself. You may seek to understand what to do from others, but the writing of the code itself ought to come from you. Okay, you should basically explain what you have written. And if there's any code you've written, you should be able to explain it and explain why you wrote that line of code. Okay, what that line of code is doing in the whole grand scheme of things when it comes to your solution or to your project, okay, or task as the case may be. It's very, very important we note this, okay? That's number one. Number two is, like I said, plagiarism is not allowed. It's strictly not allowed. If anyone is actually caught, after investigation and will find that person guilty, person may stand the risk of being ejected out of this program, okay, basically expelled from this program. It's not something that we condone, it's not something that we support. Okay, very important. I just want everyone to take note of that even as we proceed. Okay. Okay, number one question I have here is, does the task have to contain HTML and CSS files? Okay, the task is not to contain HTML and CSS files. Your task is solely to be written in JavaScript. You are supposed to, every interaction with your interaction you will have with your program, with your solution, will come from the console, the terminal console. Okay, so in Replit, you have the console by the side. So when they say input, prompt the user to input name, the user should be able to input his name, his or her name in the console by the right hand side, like at the right hand side of your Replit page, basically, your Replit development environment. Yeah. So so this is just as much as I said earlier that JavaScript is the same, okay, everywhere. JavaScript is the same everywhere. We don't have a different JavaScript for front end. We don't have a different JavaScript for back end. It's basically the same JavaScript front end, back end. It is want it to know that right now what we're focusing on is back end. Okay, for Node.js, we're focusing on back end. If you are doing front end and Node.js, along the way you will get to do JavaScript towards the end of the program. That's for your front end. But you already knowing JavaScript now puts you at an advantage, and you can be able to better go ahead to complete the task for your front end, okay, with the knowledge of JavaScript that you have or you've gotten from Node.js. Okay, but don't think that in any way that once you are able to just basically put yourself in a position of learning. Okay, you want to learn and you want to grow. And I think if you have that mindset, every resource that is being given up to you, you will want to make use of it. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll continue. So sorry for that. So the second question we have here is, apart from live classes, are there any other resources? Yes, we have resources in the post segment of your LMS. You see resources for the week. So we have resources for the week. And yes, the resources for the week may not literally be the equate to the task at hand, okay, that you have to do. The task we have now is like a commensuring, we have been doing objective for week 2, week 3. We did objective, okay, not really testing your coding ability, okay. So this task is kind of bringing everything together, okay. Your week 2, your week 3, bringing everything together and to see, okay, how far, what you can do now, okay, with what you have. So it's not basically solely for week 4 task, it's for week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, we are combining everything together to give you a task that you should be able to do now. Okay, so your learning is progressive. Okay, so what you learned in week 2, you will be able to use it in week 5. What you learned in week 1, you can be able to use it in week 10. Okay, that's what I mean. Your learning is progressive. It's very important for us to know that, okay, going forward. So yes, apart from the live classes, there are other resources in the post channel. Apart from the resources that are attached to your task, there are resources in the post channel. Okay, let us continue. Okay, someone says does not understand before task, and because of this person, we would go through the task once more. Okay, so I will just explain the task in a layman's idea. I won't go through. Okay, I won't go through the whole. I won't go through the whole JavaScript thing. And okay, I'll just tell you as a user. I'm a user. I'm a client. Okay, and this is what I want. Okay. So as a client, this is what I want. This is the task now. I want to build a game. Okay, I'm looking for a developer that can build a game for me, a number guessing game. Okay, so the whole idea of the game, this is what I want. The game starts when the game starts. it should prompt the user to input his username. Okay, you see it for most games. When you want to start the game, you see write your username and all that. So I want the user to be able to write his username. Okay. And then after writing the username, the next thing it should go is to enter stage one of the game. So the stage one of the game is that the user should be able to select, guess the number, okay, guess accurately the number that the computer is guessing. So the number, the computer will be guessing between a number between 1 and 2. Okay, the first range is 1 and 2. Okay. When the computer guesses that number, a number between 1 and 2, basically can be generated randomly, a random number. The computer is guessing, the user is guessing. So the computer guesses its own, the user guesses its own. If what the user guesses and what the computer guesses is the same, there should be a point added to the user, okay? And then the user ought to go to stage 2. And in stage 2, the range increases from between 1 and 2 to 1 to 3. Okay, between 1 to 2 to 1 to 3. So stage 2 will be, the range will be from 1 to 3. Okay, and that's how it will keep on going. If the user guesses correctly, it moves the user forward. If the user guesses wrongly, okay, the user you can either point the user to retry to guess again until he gets it, or you can just say game over, you lost, that kind of thing, and the game ends when the user basically guesses wrongly. So you can use 2 routes, okay, for when the user guesses wrongly. There are 2 different routes you can choose from. One is that to prompt the user to retry again and retry again until the user gets it. Or the user should not, once the user guesses wrongly, you should just say, oh, you guessed wrongly, you basically failed the game, and then it exits the game. So that's the basic way the game should be. Okay, now we're using JavaScript terms to try to explain this whole process. So you can use the prompt method for prompting the user to put the username, to input his username. Okay, you can use the prompt method. I explained that yesterday in our office hour yesterday. If you're not around for the office hour of yesterday, you can go watch the video on YouTube. Okay, so you prompt the user to using the prompt methods to input his username. You use the prompt method basically for anything user inputs. Okay, I'll put it like that. For anything user inputs, use the prompt method. You store it in a variable. For points, you create a variable called points. Okay, that you can add if the user gets the points. If user gets passes any stage, not failed though, passes any stage, a point will be added to that point. You just be adding it to that variable. Okay, +1, +1, +1 to that variable. Okay. At the end, if the user gets to stage 10 and you want your game to end in stage 10, at stage 10, you tell the user, oh, congratulations, you have finished the game, and you end so and so points. If the user fails at any given point, you say, oh, so sorry, you failed the game, or you've crashed, or you've anything you want to put there, but basically the user did not get to the end, or you say you failed the game, and the total points you end was so and so. Okay, so you add the points to your final reading, or to your final you add the points to your final console when you're consoling the log, when you want to end the game. So the user with username, so like the user with username SammyBloom got 100 points. Congratulations, you finished the game. No, you can say congratulations, SammyBloom, you finished the game. Okay, SammyBloom is the username. So congratulations, SammyBloom, you finished the game. You've got 100 points. You've got 10 points. As the case may be, depending on what you want. Okay. So with that said, I think it's self-explanatory. If you don't understand this explanation, please let me sit on the live chat that you don't understand. And if you don't understand the explanation, you can put on the live chat as well, so that we can move forward and I can attend to other things that we have. Okay, think trying to get the questions. Let us close these questions. Okay, I'm not getting any response from the live chat. Okay, I'm not getting any response from the live chat. Yeah. Okay, I'm not getting any response from the live chat, but I will just continue with the questions we have here. You say personally, you give them free life. Okay, that's good. So, like I said, it's your choice. If you want them to try again, fine. If you want to give them 3 lives, like three chances to try again, or 4 chances to try again. If basically, I expect everybody's game to be different. Okay, I expect to see different games, the same number getting game, but different. Your whole idea is, I want you to be able to see a problem, see that this is the way you want to do it, and try to do it that way. This is where I want to do this my game. Okay, I'll try to do it that way. So the way you want to do your game, just take it as, for instance, is that's the way your clients want you to do the game. Okay, but now you are your own client, basically. You can say to you, if you want to say 7 lives, you want to give them 10 lives, you want to give them unlimited lives, that is it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. So if you don't want to give them, if you just want to give them one try, if you feel you take game over immediately, it's up to you. Okay, as well. I'm not going to tell you what to make of that, but it's almost like it's going to be almost the same line of code. What you just be changing is numbers or figures. Numbers, okay. Instead of 3 lives, you want to give 7 lives. It's just basically numbers that you'll be changing. Not necessarily you're going to add additional. The only thing is, if you're not going to be giving them lives at all, that's only one try, your codes can be fewer. But it's not as if there's any much difference between the person that gives 100 lives and the person that gives no life at all. There's not going to be much difference. Not much difference. There's going to be difference. There's not going to be much difference about your code. Okay. The next. Okay, someone is saying there are no resources on how to do report tasks. Like I said, it's a combination of there's no sample task. Have an idea. Okay, one of the steps I can tell I will tell you on how to approach task, once coding task from henceforth first. And also when clients give you, clients want you to build an application, okay, it's for, you have to master the art of writing, documenting, okay, document your thought process. So the person said he wants to do this. Write what you understand by what the person is saying, line by line, step by step. Okay, that way you'll be able to understand. Okay, this is what the person wants. This is how I can do it. I have an idea that this is how something can be done. Okay, this thing can work for this. Okay, like when I'm saying we're talking about, after that you can repeat. We already know that, okay, loops can go there. We're saying if the person wins and if the person fails, we already know if statements will go there and would suit it. Okay, if there are going to be many if statements, we can just change it to switch statements. Okay, it's just by the time you document, you'll be able to know what you ought to put, okay, do in certain areas. If there's any area you don't know what to do, write it out. How do I do this? Write it out in Google. How do I do this? How do I add two numbers? How do I set range between two numbers and increment? Okay, basically, how do I increment ranges by one? Okay, how do I increment ranges by one? Just try to construct your question, reconstruct the question, ask Google until you find you're sure you have gotten the answer from Google. Be rest assured, the answer you are looking for is in the internet, it's on Google, it's in Google, it's there. The answer you seek is there. This is not the first time somebody is doing this guessing game. And if it's not the first time, that means it's somebody's GitHub repo. And if it is somebody's GitHub repo and the GitHub repo is public, and that means it's in the internet. If it's in someone's GitHub repo, that means the person found the resources to do it somewhere. You understand? So basically, all the answers you need is on the internet. So you go there, search for the answers, and you get it. Just basically be sure that everything you document and understand what you are supposed to do. Okay, like the about set range as function parameter prompts the player to predict the generated number between the given range. Okay, like I explained, the range we're talking about is 1 to 2. So it's best the 1 to 2, between 1 and 2. Okay, so when I say between 1 and 2, okay, between 1 to 2, I like using 2 instead of and. So that, when we are going to 3, it's not as if we say 1 and 3. It's 1 to 3. 1 to 3 means 1, 2, 3. 1 to 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So between 1 to 2 means 1, 2. So when you say send range as function parameter, it basically puts the range as a parameter of the function. Okay. The first range is 1 to 2. So what will be in the parameter of the function for range will be 1 to 2. But one of the things I would like to let you know is that you have to find a way of increasing the maximum number of the range. The maximum number of the range being 2. So that by the time the person goes to stage 2, from stage 1 to stage 2, that maximum range, maximum value for the range, that which is 2, can be increased to 3. When the person moves on last stage, that 3 can be increased to 4. When the person moves ahead, that range can go to 5. But one time, the minimum value 1 remains constant, but maximum value will always change, basically. So with that said, I think I've answered all the questions for the week. We won't be spoon fed. You won't be spoon fed with resources and things like that. Okay, when I will start considering feeding you will be maybe week 4. Okay, sorry, Friday, the last office hour. That's when okay, I would give a lot of little spoon feeding. But for now, I think we are too early in the week for us to be considering spoon feeding you with anything. Go look for you struggling with JavaScript. If you are struggling with JavaScript, it means you need time with JavaScript. JavaScript is pretty easy and straightforward. Can be for me it's for the little it didn't stick that much because I think till now I still struggle with Java and JavaScript. I learned Java first, I learned Kotlin, and then now JavaScript. So I still struggle with knowing which is which when I'm writing codes. Okay. But for you, if you're just starting out and JavaScript is the first language you're learning, you just need time with it and you will be excellent at it. Okay. Okay. Wow. We'll go over to the next thing we have, and that's inheritance. Okay, I don't, I will not, I do not have any slide prepared for inheritance. Okay, as per what inheritance is and all that. But I tried explaining part of it yesterday. I will just continue with the explanation today and maybe write some code. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, easy. Let me start off my Replit account. Okay, and start I can share my screen and we can do something. But basically, I'll just try to explain the concept of inheritance. Okay. Just like the word inheritance, you've been hearing inheritance. Basically, inheritance is you taking your parents' property. Okay, so a class can have a parent class, okay, and be able to use the methods and functions in that parent class. Take for instance, the example we'll be using is animal. That's what I used to learn inheritance. Okay, that's what I used to understand inheritance, and I think it would be beneficial for us. In fact, if you use animals, you can be able to understand object-oriented programming. That's OOP. Okay. Yeah. So let's say, for instance, we have a class called animal, and then we have you can say it's a subclass, but let me say we have different types of we have different species and different types of sea animals. Okay, let's put like that, sea animals, or where okay, animals are divided into warm-blooded and cold-blooded. So to cold-blooded, you have reptiles. Okay, let us say reptiles. So the class animals have attributes or functions. And the methods of the class animals would likely, okay, things all living things can do, Mr. Ninja, movements, respiration, nutrition, irritability, growth, excretion, and reproduction. Okay, Mr. Ninja. Okay, they say Mr. Ninja D, so we'll add death to it. Okay, so these things that all living things can do can be put as functions in the animal class. So the animal class has these functions of Mr. Ninja D. Okay, so if I'm going to be creating a class called websites, I can extend, basically get these functions, Mr. Nine. Instead of writing these functions again in my all of it, so like writing the functions again anew, afresh in my website class, I can borrow, inherit classes from the animal class. Okay. The animal class already has Mr. Niger, so I will inherit all the functions of the animal class, since reptiles are also animals. So when I inherit the functions, I can be able to use those functions in my reptile class just by inheriting the functions. Okay, there's a way we inherit functions in JavaScript, and we'll be talking about that now. Okay. I use object-oriented programming mostly. Okay, I use object-oriented programming. I come from an object-oriented programming background. Like I told you, I did Java. Okay, I did Kotlin. These are programming languages that are strong on object-oriented programming. So I came from that background before I learned JavaScript. So I'm coming from that side. Although I got to learn functional programming, and where I can use functional programming, I use it a little here and there. But generally, object-oriented programming all the way. Okay. So Edward and Jen, I think you guys can help yourself out. You can form a study group. You can add Oluwatowo to your study group. Looks like he is proficient in JavaScript. Okay. And you can add, you can just be have 5 people, maybe 2, 3 people that are not really strong, and then 2 people that are strong that can help out, and help you grow. The whole idea is that your study group should be a mixture of all ranges of participants in terms of exposure to JavaScript as a programming language and use of JavaScript in solving problems. That way, people can grow with each other, because the more you teach, the more you know. But I think we all know that. And as you're teaching and you're knowing more, so you're imparting on the knowledge on people that are not really strong at it, and they themselves also grow. So it's a grow process for everyone in the group. Okay, so we'll continue with. I'll be sharing my Weblit screen now, so that we can move forward. I'll share my Weblit screen now. Okay, I think by now you can see my Weblit screen, and then what's time? 39. I think we can do something under 10 minutes. Okay, I just want to be sure that you guys can see my Weblit screen. Okay, so like we said, we use the animal class example, and we will just continue with it. Okay, so one of the way to write a class in JavaScript is just to write class and the class name. You have parameters, and I'll just write a constructor. Create a constructor. Okay, and the constructor would have name name, weight, name and weight. Okay, or just say name, not name and weight. Name and oh, what does all animals have? They have a name and they have, I know they have weight, but they have, all animals have. Okay, we would just do name and feed. Okay, and gender. We will do name and gender. I think that's what we will do. We use name and gender. So yes, so this it will be like this: instructor, name, gender, and we will have this dot name is equal to name, this dot gender equals to gender. Okay. Another thing that I want us to know is this keyword called this. Okay, we'll be using it more often when we go to week 5, week 6, week 7. Okay, the keyword called this. Okay, this is telling us we're talking about this class. Okay, this dot means this class. When we want to inherit, we use either of using this dot name, we'll say something like super dot name. Super means we are calling this method, or we are calling this attribute from the parent class. It's from the parent class. So super is parent. This is the class you're working on, super parent. Okay. I hope that is clear to everybody. The next thing we want to do is write some functions. Okay, so we talk about Mr. Nagadi. So N is, we'll just take like 3 functions. We'll start from movement. Okay, move. We'll not say movement, we'll just say move. Move function, and we want to return $sign. I think we use name. Okay. We use name. Normally, if we can't just use name like that, it has to be this dot name and move. Okay. We'll do write another. We'll just copy this and paste it 3 times. Oh, okay. So that's 3. So move Mr. Okay. Nutrition or feed. Instead of nutrition, we say feed. This doesn't can feed. Go. This does name grows rapidly. Okay, so we have our class here. Okay, they are our animal class, and we will create another class called the cat. We'll use the cat class. We'll create another class called cat, and what we'll be doing with the cat class is that the cat class should be able to get things, okay, get things from the inherit properties and functions from the animal class. So here we will, okay, in object-oriented programming, one of the things we also learn is trying to, you break down your codes, one file for into different files. The architecture for object-oriented programming is also broad, but for now we will not go into that. That's another class for another day, and that's it for another day. But we'll just say, okay, note that for the start, when I'm writing my classes, I'm using capital letters to start the name of my classes. I'm not using lowercase letters like we do for variables and like we do for functions. For classes, you have to start with capital letter. Okay. So we have a class called cat. But we want this cat to inherit from animal class. So what we do is extend extends animal. Okay. So with this, I have already inherited the properties, the functions of the animal class. Okay, I can just write a constructor. Okay, just as we have a constructor here, name, gender. The female of a cat is what? Food for thought. So we can say this dot okay, so if I was saying this dot name and this dot gender, like we said, since we're already inheriting everything from the animal class, we can say super. Okay, once we say super, we have super name, gender. With this, you inherited everything from the, you use super for parents. So this super is telling us that we're getting it from this here. Okay, from the animal class constructor. Okay, so we are just inheriting it. Okay, and so we can proceed with our okay, so I think they are carnivores. Cats are carnivores. Okay, so we just put K9, function called K9. And here we will want to work with the feed return $sign. Okay, so we say super dot feed. Okay, super dot feed basically is saying that, okay, I want to I'm trying to get, or instead of writing a return statement, okay, instead of writing a return statement, okay, let's go with the return statement and then we super dot feed. So it's going to say cats, okay, cats can feed on can feed on the okay. Okay, I think this. Although we're not logging anything to the console, so I don't expect anything to come out on the console. But let's take, for instance, we see console dot log, and we want to log out exactly what we returned here. Okay, it's telling me on which you book okay. But basically, that's how we it can't. I understand why. I understand why it cannot reach it. Okay, I understand why it cannot reach the code. Okay, this why is this thing doing that? Okay, so I understand why it cannot reach this console.log. Basically, it's not going to be reading the console.log. Okay, but basically, this is how we go about inheriting classes. Okay, from inheriting things from parent classes. So note we use the extend keyword to inherit from the animal class. Then this animal class becomes the parent class. Okay, so we use the extend keyword to inherit from animal class, and then we use the super keyword. Okay, instead of using the this keyword like we have here, we use the super keyword to be able to refer to the either constructor or methods or functions that are being used in the parent class. So this is the parent class, and this is the child class. Cat is the child class, animal is the parent class. Okay, so we can have other classes that still inherit, just like we have a class cat, we can have another class called dog. Okay, we can have another class called dog that extends the same thing. Okay, so we can have multiple classes that inherit from the animal class. Okay, so that being said, we've come to the end. I'll just look at some of the questions and your comments. Okay, before. Okay. Okay. So because of time, and I think there's someone else that we're waiting to join into to have their office hour, we will have to end our class here so that give the person enough time to set up. Okay, thank you so much for joining us for this office hour. If you have any questions, please use the question form. It's in the post channel notes if you're in week 4 to use the question form for office or for the office hour for week 4, please. Okay, and then on Thursday we'll go about answering your questions. On Friday Thursday or Friday, depending on the amount of work we have, we'll know one of those days we will do go through the task. Okay, not the task per se, but something similar to the task, and we'll see how we can do that to get that. Okay, with that said, thank you so much for staying with us. See you next time. Okay, bye.